to yet another bite-sized marketing session with me, Miles from Miles Marketing. Well, a lot of you will be on half term this week, entertaining the kids. I hope that the sun comes out wherever you are. But as promised, every Tuesday live at 12:30, I bring you another little snippet of marketing goodness. And today we are talking about LinkedIn, the very platform that we are streaming live on. And we're going to talk about what content to post for the best type of engagement. Okay, so I think the thing to remember here is that although LinkedIn is predominantly, well, it is a business social network, or it's a social network with a business slant, whichever way you want to look at it. People don't really react or interact with businesses. They actually interact and react with people. So I think it's really important just to remember that it's not all work, and that to get the most engagement, you need to appeal to people's human nature. And, let's remember the word that's in the title, social media. It's about being social. It's about building a rapport and interacting. Okay. So please bear this in mind when you think. So when you think about what you post. So LinkedIn is a business network, but it's very much a personal network first and foremost, and secondly, business related. So some of you will have all of you will have a personal page that you're watching this on today. But if you own your own company or work for a company, there may be a business page associated. So I want you to really think about perhaps the amount of time you dedicate between personal posting and business posting if you run your own business. And I would use the 80-20 rule. All right. 80% of the time be posting on your personal page, and only 20% of the time be posting to your business page in terms of where you sort of spend, the majority of your time. Personal posts will always get far more engagement than business posts. But let's just remember what a business page is there for, really. It's not really there to be social, right? It's there as another piece of social proof. Okay. It's where people will check you out. They'll go to your website, they'll research you, they'll find your business profile on LinkedIn and use it as a sort of catalog, if you like another shop window. That's how you need to be using your business page, unless you can create a niche and a community within your business page. But that's very much something that you need to put a lot of time and effort into. Okay. Now, I suppose the big thing you're going to be wondering is there a secret sauce? Is there anything that we need to be thinking about? So I was just checking that we are live. We are. Hello to you live uns. But like always, please leave a comment if you have any questions. But I was getting to the point, is there a secret sauce? And the answer is no, there is not a secret sauce. Otherwise, we'd all be drinking it. Right. But I can give you some really good pointers about how to get more engagement. Now, one of the big things I'm going to say here, and a lot of my friends are quite bored of me saying this of late, please stop posting external links within your LinkedIn post, because you're not doing yourself any favors. Let's remember the algorithm. And all social platforms have algorithms, and all social platforms want to keep you as the viewer on the platform, and they want you to be engaged. What they don't want to do is to send you off platform. Okay, so when you, as a creator, post something on LinkedIn, one of the bots or the spiders, they crawl over your post. They're checking first and foremost that you conform to the LinkedIn terms and conditions and rules and regulations, but they're looking for some key things. All right. They're looking to make sure that, you're not posting, content that's not allowed on the platform, as it were, rude content, whatnot. But it's also looking to see if you've got an external link. Okay, so you may think it's okay to repost the link to the Financial Times article, or to point people to your website and say, here's my website, go and see my website. LinkedIn won't stop showing those posts to your audience, but it certainly will restrict the amount of people that it shows it to, because it doesn't want people going off platform, right? So do yourself a favor, don't post external links. Now, as to any rule, there's always exceptions. And the exceptions here are this. You can post an external link in the first line of the comments. So you may well see people say, check out the link, it's in the first line of the comments. All right, it's in the first comment. So that doesn't penalize you, and the bot does not look at the comments when it's assessing your post first and foremost. Okay, so you can put an external link in the first line of the comments. The second way in which you can use an external link is when you post from your mobile device. Now, you can create a post and you can create a template, and within the template section on your mobile device, you can add an external link. Okay, those are the only two ways in which you should be using external links. If, for example, there's been a feature in the newspaper that you want to talk about, maybe use an image to represent it, or take a screenshot and then upload that screenshot to your post and make reference to it. But please don't be sort of pointing people away from the platform, because the platform doesn't like it. So that's your first rule about engagement. All right, don't sort of start off on a negative first and foremost. The second thing I'm going to say about engagement is this is about you and you getting the engagement going. So we'll talk about some of the things to do to get the engagement, but when someone does comment on your post, comment back as quickly as you can with a meaningful comment. All right, so don't just say, oh yeah, great post, Miles. Write something specific. So, hi Miles, really enjoyed your broadcast today. I really love your blue top and your glasses look great. But put something on there that is going to be meaningful. And when you I'll start again. Perhaps I'm getting a bit confused. When you comment something that's meaningful. When you comment back on your own post, again, comment with something that's meaningful, not thanks for the comment, mate. Try and ask a question, or try and drag out a little bit more information from the person that's left the comment, so that they start to have this conversation with you. And the reason why I say do it quickly is because that bot or that spider, after you've posted, it comes back and checks your post. It checks it about every sort of half an hour or so, but it takes into account what type of activity or engagement it's had within about 90 minutes of you posting it. Okay, so the more engagement you can get on your post within that golden hour and a half, all right, of 90 minutes, the more the platform will show it to more people, so you can get more engagement. Okay, right. Couple of main pointers. So the first main pointer was don't post external links, and the second main pointer is when people comment on your post, make sure that you respond nice and quickly. Let's talk about the types of posts that you can post. Hello, Karen. Hello. Right, there's text only posts, so you can just sort of type away and you can ask some questions, and we'll talk a little bit more about how to use a text post now in a second. So here's just the types of posts. So there's text only, there's photos with or without text, there's video with or without text. You can I think in the actual thing it's called adding a document, but you can write an article. Articles are basically blogs. You can upload a document, which is like a carousel. You can upload a PDF or a PowerPoint slide. You can create a poll. Polls were very popular about a year or so ago. Don't see so many now. I'll talk about that in a second. You can celebrate an occasion, and I'll talk about some of the occasions that you can celebrate as well. You can ask to find an expert if you're looking for something specific. You can also post a new job that perhaps you're offering, or you can post an event. Now, let's talk about some of these in detail. So text only, a little bit old school, I suppose, but still very effective on LinkedIn as a platform. So you can give maybe a short one-liner, so you can like make a statement if you like. And with all of these things, I'm going to say keep it very simple and ask open questions. So you're inviting people to give their opinion or comment back. Or you can make a statement, maybe an outlandish statement, or say, you know, what you love, and ask if people love it too. Inviting people to give their opinion is a really good way to up the engagement. Okay. Provocation, within reason. Provocation's a good thing because people have opinions. There's a phrase I could say there, right? We all got them. But invite those. One of my clients the other day said, "Oh, well, Miles, if we post that, then, you know, we're going to get a lot of people that are going to get on their high horses about it because they've all got their particular way of doing this particular thing." And I'm like, good. I'm pleased, because that's what we want. The more conversation, the more we trigger people, the more people feel compelled to comment, the better. Because, like I've said before, LinkedIn want to keep you on the platform. They want to promote content which is popular. So the more comments and likes and shares that you can get on your posts, the more the algorithm thinks, I need to show this to more people. And then it starts to build outside of your network, where your second connections and your third connections start to see it within their feed. So with text only, you can do listicles. I know, I love that word. Or lists. But like list things, either sort of, you know, you number them or bullet point them or use emojis, you know, breaking down your text nice and clearly. Or here's another good point for you as well. You might have noticed that a lot of people, they put a one-liner in their post, and then they're asking like a question, and then there's a little gap, and you've got to click the see more button to read more about their post. It's a little bit clickbaity. The algorithm, when it was updated recently, has decided that that is something it doesn't like anymore. So in the first sort of 3 lines, don't leave any gaps, don't leave any clear lines or white space. Try and fill all of those things in. The algorithm prefers it, apparently. All right, so watch out for that. So with the listicles, making lists and maybe inviting people to comment about what they like most about the thing that you're listing, or whether or not they've got a list of their own. Okay. And then you've got long form content within just the text format, rambling on, if you like, or explaining something in lots and lots of detail. And again, these posts, especially around things like mental health and well-being, they tend to invite a lot of comment, because you're able to give a lot more depth about your point of view on the subject and invite your audience to comment. Okay, so don't throw text only out with the bathwater, but we do know that it doesn't perform as well as pictures or as videos. Now, polls. Now, polls used to be extremely popular. You could not go on LinkedIn for seeing poll after poll after poll. But like with all good things, some of the community ruined it by doing bullshit polls. You know, what's your favorite color? Right, polls are relevant, and they're still a popular thing to do, but please be selective with the amount of polls that you do. I would say, do a poll, say once a month, not weekly. Just don't overdo it. Make it relevant. Okay. Make it relevant. And if you can, follow up your polls with the results. All right. If that is something that needs to be done. All right. So do a follow-up post and refer to the poll. Carousels. Now, carousels, if they're done properly, are fantastic ways of engaging people. Now, the carousels are where you get those little square boxes and you're able to sort of slide to the side to see more, right? You create them in PowerPoint, and, you need to be quite visual. So think about your first few slides having not a lot of text. These aren't text heavy. These are eye-catching little sound bites that you can lead customers through. So think about the breadcrumbs, if you like. So make sure that you open with a really good headline and then impart your information through the slides, giving some sort of call to action at the end. And then, again, think about how you're going to engage. It's fine to produce carousels, giving content, or, your top 3 tips for whatever. But again, it's unlikely to get a lot of engagement unless you ask people for their opinions and to comment below. When you watch YouTube videos and people say, please like this, please comment, please share. There's a reason why people say these things. It's because unless you say these things, people don't. They sort of forget. So you do have to sort of say these things within your post. Please comment below with what you think. All right. Please share this with your friends if you think it's appropriate. Ask people to do the actions. It's really important. Now, video. Let's just talk about video. Video is the most engaging content that you can post. But there's a couple of things you need to remember. The first thing is that you must post native video content. Now, what's native video content? I hear you say, Miles. Well, look, native content is just something that's been uploaded through the system. So when you create a post on LinkedIn, you upload your video through the LinkedIn app onto the platform, right? What you don't do is you don't send it off platform and be pointing it towards a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. Okay, so this is what I was saying in the beginning. So you need to upload your content to the platform. Always add subtitles if you can to your video, because the vast majority of people watch it with the sound off. Okay, so he says this confidently. I'm hoping, I can see, actually, I've looked at my phone, that I have got subtitles appearing underneath me right now. Okay, so make sure you add subtitles. Yes, give a narrative. So you can just post the video if you want to and let it speak for itself. But again, I'm banging on now about asking people to engage, asking people for their opinion. So write a little bit of narrative to go with your video and ask people to share or ask people to comment or give their opinion. Make sure that you're thinking always about asking the open questions. Okay. In terms of length of video, keep them as short as you can, 20, 30 seconds if possible, no longer than a minute. Although LinkedIn as a platform will allow you to post longer than 60 seconds, and people on the platform have a longer dwell time. So longer form content can work, but just make sure that it's, make sure that it's engaging. All right. Don't be sort of waffling on. He says 20 minutes into his webinar about LinkedIn and what content to post for engagement. I know, the irony. Articles. So articles are basically blogs. They're evergreen content. And the good thing about articles is that you can pin them to your profile so that people can see them and find them nice and easy. So articles are really good, especially if you are an authority within your field and you've got lots of information that you need to write about. You can also reference them in future posts. So, if you want to make your content sort of last longer, all right, you can post a article, blog, to your page, and then further on down the line you can make reference to that and you can point people to that. So remember what I was saying about links. If you point people to an article on your profile, that's an internal link. That's still keeping people on the platform. All right, those type of links are okay. Right, celebrate an occasion. This has been added to actually in recent updates. There's now a number of things that you can do in terms of celebrate. You've seen the anniversary or wishing people happy birthday. There's a lot of different ones here. You can welcome a new member to your team. Okay, and let's remember that adding people to your business page will increase its reach. You can give kudos. All right. So, some of the sort of the gamification, I suppose, of social media is coming. If you are a Zwifter, you can give people a ride on. If you do Strava, you can give people kudos. Well, you can give people kudos now. So if one of your team members have done an excellent job, you can publicly, if you like, give them kudos. You can promote a product, or if you've got a product launching, you can announce it to people. Okay, so again, celebrating a new product or a work anniversary, that's one that's quite common, or starting a new job or position, or an educational milestone, or you've got a new certification. So there we go. In terms of engaging, just check how we're doing. If anyone's got any questions, pop them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. But in terms about, LinkedIn, what content to post, there's no hard and fast rule, okay? What I would recommend to you is post regularly and often, post at times of days that are most popular. And we know that they are early in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So people on their way to work, that's when they sort of consume the most. And, try and keep a track of, or look at your analytics and see what works best for you. There's no sort of one shoe fits all. That's not a phrase. There's not there's not like a, what I mean? I don't know why I can't think of that phrase. There's not a one thing fits all. I don't know why I'm getting myself in such a pickle over this, right? There's no secret sauce as to what type of post is going to work best for your business. But what I do know is make these things personal. If you look at, or when you're in your feed, if you look at all of the posts that have hundreds of likes, have hundreds of comments, and have loads of reshares, they're never about business, right? They're always about people and their experience. So, be topical. You can repurpose. I'm getting on to my top 3 tips now, but look, let's look at my top 3 tips for more engagement. So mix up your content, see what works for you, see what works for everybody else. If you see someone's posted, someone that's got a big following, if they've made a post and it's topical, it's probably about AI these days, right? Then repost it with your own thoughts. All right. Again, that's another lazy way of creating content, but mix up your content and analyze it and see what works best for you. And I'm telling you, it'll be the personal stuff that gets the most engagement. Tip number 2, ask the open questions. Be very specific and ask for answers. All right. Ask for reshares, ask for comments. If you don't ask, you don't get, but people do need a prompt. Don't forget to comment back quickly. Making that meaningful comment back quickly and maybe asking them to expand on what they said or clarify what they said will show the algorithm that your content is getting engagement, and they will show it to more people. And the third thing, I've just kept saying this all along, is be personal about things. All right. Make sure you ask people for their views. Make sure that you're posting about things that other people resonate with. All right. People don't care about your business. People care about you. All right. Ultimately, their connection is with you. So make it personal. It's okay to share what you did on the weekend. If you did ride London this weekend and really enjoyed it, or if you had a lovely anniversary with your wife, or just went for a dog walk for that because that was good for your mental health, you can weave in the narrative about how it relates to your business. But make it personal, make it relatable, ask the open questions, and ask for comment. Okay, there we go. 25 minutes. I hope you found that useful. You can see we've got a few people on live. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I do appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't got any more questions, that's absolutely fine. I've obviously answered everything in detail, but maybe you're a bit shy. Maybe you don't want to comment on the platform. You can see my phone number there. You can send us a text, or you can pop onto my website and you can send me an email. That'll be absolutely fine. miles@milesmarketing.co.uk. Right. Well, that's it for me. I know. The next time I see you, it'll be June. Every Tuesday, 12:30, I jump on here and try and share a few little nuggets with you. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, ta-ta for now.